Hello, welcome back to part 8 of the build series. Last time we put in our receiver, right? I think? Was it the receiver? But anyway, this is the last part. We're just going to be attaching our props, and we're going to be showing off the batteries I got for this thing. So I guess we'll start off with the batteries. These are some Infinity Graphenes. I think they've been out for approximately 1 year. They have graphene battery technology inside of them, which is the main reason I chose these, which means it'll have less voltage drop because of its lower internal resistance. And yeah, and they also have pretty good stats. 1300 with 70C discharge. I assume it's 140 burst, but I haven't seen that number around, so I'm just going to assume it's 70C, but that's still plenty for what I'm doing here. So of course I just didn't get one of these. Oh, by the way, forgot to mention, it's a 4S pack. It'll be packing lots of power. I cannot just settle with one of these for like 3 minutes of runtime, so I had to get 3 more. They are exactly the same ones. I think though eventually I might upgrade to a 1500s, just get a couple of those so I get a little bit longer flight times. But anyway, on the bottom, if we flip this over, you can see we have a spot for them to nestle into. I just lay the battery on like that, put the Velcro like so, and then I'm going to stick this through, hold it right there. I want to push the battery up just a little bit, and hold it there, and then fold it over, and now that is no longer going anywhere. That's going to be nice and secure. Moving on, last thing is the props. I'm just going to take off these M5 nuts. So the props I chose here are Dal Cyclones. You may have heard a lot about these. It's kind of debatable. They're probably the most popular prop right now. I know UAV Futures uses them on pretty much all of his quads. They are a tri-blade most of the time. You can get dual blades, but I don't really know if I will be getting them. A tri-blade might work just fine. They're a 50-45 prop, which means they're 5 inches in diameter when they're spinning, obviously. And the 45 refers to the pitch, so the angle of the blade. Now the way we're going to mount these is remembering our motors 1, 2, 3, 4. Motors 1 and 4 turn clockwise, which is this way. Motors 2 and 3 turn counterclockwise. That's important when we're putting these suckers on. We've got to make sure that the way we're mounting them, when the motors are spinning, it's going to be catching the air instead of pushing it down. Alright, so as you can see, this one turns clockwise because it's motor 1, and the angle of the blade is going into the wind, so it's going to be bringing air down as it moves along, so that prop can go here, and the identical one can go on the opposite corner, which is right here. Now obviously the other two can go on the other motors. So the way we're going to fasten this down is just put on our nuts, our nylon locking nuts. Just get them kind of tight. Now a tool I think everybody should have is these Ratchet Wrenches. This came in a set with a total of 8 of them, metric and imperial, for 20 bucks Canadian Tire. I know that's not in a lot of places around the world, just in Canada obviously. But basically what it does is you can flick this lever and it's going to ratchet one way. It's just going to make it a million times easier when you're tightening down these nuts. So you just have to hold the exterior of the bell of the motor, make sure not to cut your hands on the props, and then you just tighten this down. You can see I don't have to constantly take it off and then torque it again. I could just leave it like so. It just makes it way faster. It's pretty much the same thing when taking them off. Alright, so now these props are on plenty tight, and I guess the next video will be its maiden flight. So see you then. Hopefully all goes well and I don't crash it miserably.